take a rocket to the moon just to find you in your little hiding place. I take Moonrock, Boondock Avenue all the way to outer space. I take a plane, a train, any road, mountains or the sea. 'Cause you can't believe in nothing, nothing is for free. When push come to shove, you better hope it don't get out of club. Don't make me go get out my gun. Try to hold on me. I walk a forest in the dark just to find you, hiding in between the trees. Across the desert in the heat, I'm gonna find you. And when I do, God help me, please. I fight the rain, the pain, hail and snow, mountains or the sea. 'Cause you can't believe in nothing, nothing is for free. When push come to shove, you better hope it don't get out of club. Don't make me go get out my gun. Try to hold on me. Push come to shove, you better hope it don't get out of club. Don't make me go get out my gun. Try to hold on me. When push come to shove, you better hope it don't get out of glove. Don't make me go get out my gun. Try to hold on me. Push come to shove, you better hope it don't get out of glove. Don't make me go get out my gun. Try to hold on me. Push come to shove, you better hope it don't get out of glove. Don't make me go get out my gun. Try to hold on me.
Good evening, wrestling fans. Mean Scheme here with you, joining me in the broadcast position as always, Jesse the Body. And tonight we bring you highlights from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, here as part of Primetime Wrestling on the Nation Network. Sit down, get ready. Oh yeah. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with more primetime wrestling, and this time we're going to take a look at a match that took place in Oklahoma City between Pedro Morales and up-and-comer Kyle O'Shaughnessy.
Kyle O'Shaughnessy, well, that ought to be exciting.
Making his way down to the ring at this time, Pedro Morales. Of course, he's a former Intercontinental Champion, former World Heavyweight Champion, former Tag Team Champion in the World Wrestling Federation. Truly a Triple Crown champion if ever there was.
Well, you know what? Pedro Morales, he's had his ups and downs, but I'll give him credit because, yes, you're right. He's held every major title in the World Wrestling Federation, so congratulations. But I'm looking around his waist right now. I don't see a title, do you?
Well, at the moment, no, but it would not surprise me one bit, not one iota, to see Mr. Morales going back up against a champion in the near future.
Yeah, somehow I don't see it happening.
All right, this is our opening contest here on Primetime. Our main event tonight, we're going to see the magnificent Morocco in action, as he's going to be taking on Mike Rotundo. That should be an exciting main event.
Well, Mike Rotundo's going to be biting off a pretty big bite, going up against the magnificent one. So close to October 4th and Rage in the Cage. We know Morocco and Snuka got some unfinished business. That'll be taken care of on October 4th.
Indeed, right here on the Nation Network. And now it is Morales going to work on this young man, giving him an education, you might say.
Yeah, well, Morales is definitely fighting outside of his class in this one, and I mean by fighting down. Not impressing me very much against this kid.
Well, it's called paying your dues, I suppose. And now look at this. O'Shaughnessy trying to fire back, and I think he just drew the ire of Pedro Morales. Tremendous suplex right there by the former World Heavyweight Champion.
Well, again, Morales sending him into... Oh, that one was close.
Indeed, it was right near the belt line.
You can say it was near the belt line. I believe it may have been a little bit below. And I wouldn't put it past him. You know, Morales is not exactly a goody two-shoes.
Nobody ever said that Pedro Morales was. We know he can get down and dirty with the best of them.
I remember a few matches in Madison Square Garden with him in Morocco. Pedro Morales, my memory says, was biting Morocco on the head during that battle.
Well, the Intercontinental title at that time was up for grabs, no doubt about it. A heated feud between those two men. Once again, Mr. Morales has Mr. O'Shaughnessy up and now running power slam. You've got to be kidding me.
I don't know how much more this guy's going to take, but now the referee's stepping in.
And now, wait a minute. Oh, this could be it. I believe he's going to go for that Boston Crab, and if he does, that's usually the end of the match for anybody. There it is. He's sitting way back on that one. I don't like the odds for Mr. O'Shaughnessy, and he taps out quickly.
Well, Pedro Morales barely breaking a sweat.
We take a look back now on some of the moments from this one here. Pedro Morales really taking this young man to school.
No big surprise in that now, is there?
Oh, there it is. He tried to reach for the ropes. He desperately tried to make it, and he realized it wasn't going to happen. And the rest, as they say, is history. Fans, that's our opening contest right here on Primetime Wrestling on the Nation Network. Stay with us. We've got plenty more action still to come. All right. Back here in Oklahoma City, and we take a look at the living legend, Bruno Sammartino, the reigning Intercontinental Champion. Tremendous match he recently had with The Undertaker.
Very fortunate still to be the champion.
The other day, I had an opportunity to get in the ring with a challenger unlike any challenger I've ever faced before in my career. Now, I've fought some of the biggest, some of the best in my career, but nothing like The Undertaker. There are a lot of people out there that would say I was very fortunate to get out with the Intercontinental Championship. I like to think it was more than just luck. But I still feel like I've got something left to prove. So, Undertaker, if you think you can take the Intercontinental Championship away from me, I don't think you can. But if you think you can, I'm willing to give you another match. And I'm willing to do it on October 4th. Rage in the Cage, Undertaker, for the Intercontinental Championship. Bruno Sammartino versus The Undertaker. Now, I know you're a man of few words, but I know that you'll show up. Well, speaking of a man of few words, Bruno Sammartino calling out The Undertaker. All right, welcome back, wrestling fans. More Primetime Wrestling. Coming to you from Oklahoma. This is Special Delivery Jones.
SD Jones, and I will tell you right now, I've seen the guy he's getting ready to go up against. I don't like his odds.
Well, indeed, we don't know a lot about the man, but I have heard stories as he makes his WWF debut here tonight, and it's going to be one heck of a challenge from the native of Antigua. SD Special Delivery Jones, a mainstay here in the World Wrestling Federation.
Indeed he is. But mainstays don't always stay, and I got news for you. This could be his going-away match right here tonight.
Well, to say he's bitten off a lot to chew, that's a minor understatement. Here comes his opposition. This is a tall order, to say the least. He is referred to as the one-man gang.
One-man gang, and he lives up to that name. Look at the size of this guy, would you? Have you ever seen something that big move the way he does?
Indeed. He walks by the table, and we can expect an eclipse.
You talk about a condominium with legs, well, there you have one.
He is a powerful force, no doubt about it. And he has made it clear that he has come here to lay waste to the World Wrestling Federation and anyone who stands between him and the heavyweight championship currently held by Bret the Hitman Hart.
Well, that's appropriate right there, a handshake.
Well, sounds action's underway now. Look at this, SD Jones.
I can't believe that SD Jones timed it perfectly. The one-man gang started to come into SD Jones, and he was able to time it perfectly, but uh-oh. Now things are going to go the other way, I believe.
Now, SD Jones writhing on the ground just from a single shot by the one-man gang. Look at him.
Manhandling SD Jones as if he were nothing. SD's a good 240 pounds, and he can't do a thing.
Well, the one-man gang really giving a workout to Special Delivery here. Sending him into the turnbuckle, and now the gang falls up on a clothesline to the back of the neck.
SD having to use the ropes to get back to his feet. He would have been better off staying down, I think.
Oh, he just body slammed him into the ropes.
Came straight down on his back. The feet got caught up.
And now an Irish whip reverse, and now SD Jones. Look at this. He just got pie-faced.
SD Jones has no answer for the one-man gang.
I don't know if anyone's going to have an answer for this man.
He just drove his head right into the midsection.
And now it is SD Jones, draping him across the top rope. Slingshots him back towards the middle of the ring. Can SD build on this?
Apparently not. Once again, the one-man gang living up to the name.
Oh, what a stunning move right there. And now SD sidesteps the momentum. Big knee.
And once again, the one-man gang answers it effortlessly.
Devastating headbutt.
I'm sorry, isn't that SD Jones' move right there, the headbutt?
Normally, yes, that is what he's known for. SD tried to get the big man up, and he couldn't hold the weight. Now the one-man gang drops the elbow. This could be all she wrote. SD Jones kicks out the back door. And now, wait a minute, what's he gonna do? 747 splash.
I believe that's all she wrote.
Oh, wait a minute. SD somehow managing to get a shoulder up.
Why would you even bother?
Down again for the cover, the one-man gang. And again, SD Jones prolonging what many would say is the inevitable.
He's making a bad situation a whole lot worse.
Again, the one-man gang using the headbutt, normally the trademark of Special Delivery Jones. What a tremendous slam, goes for the cover. SD able to get to the ropes. Oh, don't do this. No.
Oh, my goodness. That was 400 pounds down on SD Jones.
And again, SD managing to get a shoulder up in the one-man gang, just like we. Completely amazed, wondering how he's done it.
What a clothesline right there. SD Jones better just stay down.
And now the one-man gang getting into the minds, perhaps, of some of the ringside here. SD tries to get him up. He couldn't hold him.
Of course he couldn't. He's been brutalized the whole match. What would make him think that he could?
And now one-man gang lining him up. Again with a big elbow. Oh, not another one. No.
That's all she wrote. SD has got to be done.
You've got to be kidding me.
Well, SD Jones has kept on finding a way to fight back. I don't know why.
And now a form of the camel clutch, and he's got it on him. SD trying desperately to hang on. Can the one-man gang put it away? He does. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I'll tell you right now, give props where they're due. I didn't think SD Jones could possibly go as long as he did. He absorbed some of the most devastating damage I've seen in a long time.
Well, we take a look back here, that big elbow. Look at this splash off the middle rope. You've got to be kidding me. Well, that may be the last time we see SD Jones in a wrestling ring.
Well, that would be a shame for him. He was signed to be on October 4th as part of the Jobber Royal.
Indeed. Big opportunities going with the Jobber Royale. Ladies and gentlemen, there is the winner. The one-man gang. Stay with us, more Primetime when we return. All right, more Primetime Wrestling coming your way. These two men have really taken the WWF by storm. Shawn Michaels, Roddy and Eddie, the Rockers.
Well, you know what? The Rockers have really made a dent made their impact felt here in the World Wrestling Federation in a very short time. They are indeed tag team specialists. And I want to see how they do when they go up against some of the best right here in the World Wrestling Federation.
No doubt about it, we expect them to be featured on October 4th. All right, we are ready for this one to begin. Their opponents, Lou Fabiano and Jake the Milkman Milliman. Starting things off, Marty Jannetty going to work on Lou Fabiano.
Well, we've seen him a couple times now, and thus far they haven't really raised the bar very high.
Well, they are new here in the World Wrestling Federation, but I guarantee you in the very near future, they're going to see much tougher competition as time goes by.
Well, I'm looking forward to that because I'm not so sure how tough these guys are.
I can assure you they are plenty tough. They have been tag team champions in other areas before.
Yeah, but that's not the World Wrestling Federation.
Indeed, the best of the best right here in the WWF. Here's the double Irish whip. Back body drop sends him way up into the lights. And now Shawn Michaels going to work on the arm of Mr. Fabiano.
Well, as far as tag team champions, we don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. But tag team specialists, I'll say they're probably halfway there already. They do a real good job of cutting the ring in half. Oh, that time Shawn Michaels missed the target.
Now Fabiano taking advantage of perhaps a miscue by Shawn Michaels.
Caught him that time, not very well, but he caught him. He couldn't keep him from making the tag. That's what happens when you don't cut the ring in half.
But now Shawn Michaels just caught Jake Milliman with a big clothesline, and the Milkman in trouble.
Jake the Milkman Milliman. Do you think he delivers before he comes to wrestling matches?
I have no idea, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, me either.
Here is the Irish whip. Shawn Michaels, oh my goodness, what a move right there. Just came colliding into the corner. Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, he caught him with that one right in the mouth. Milliman might be spitting teeth for the next few hours.
Here's the tag made to Marty Jannetty. We know what's going to come next. The Chart Buster.
Tremendous move right there.
Seemed to be a miscommunication, perhaps.
Well, Lou Fabiano got in the ring and definitely distracted the Rockers for a moment. They're going to have to deal with a lot more than that as the future rolls on here, so they better figure a way.
Now it is Marty Jannetty to the ropes. Cross body block came up short, but he caught him in the knee. Look at this.
Big move right there by the Milkman. Oh, and he drops the big leg right down across the throat.
Going for a belly-to-belly, and Marty Jannetty having nothing to do with it. Milliman, what's going to happen here? What a move by Marty Jannetty. What is he doing?
He's trying to take Fabiano off the apron. I don't blame him after what happened last time.
Indeed, learning from their mistakes, and that's going to be a big part of their success here in the World Wrestling Federation. Once again, the double team. Shawn Michaels back into the ring. Here's the Irish whip. Oh, Oh, he caught him with it that time.
That might be all for Jake the Milkman Milliman.
2 count, and he's able to get out. Michaels goes for that next snap, but Milliman moved out at the right moment.
Yeah, but then he walked right into the next one.
Michaels going for the suplex, perfectly executed. Clothesline, oh my goodness, takes him all the way out. Shawn Michaels now whips it. What is he gonna do? Top rope, you've gotta be kidding me.
All the way down to the floor.
This crowd on its feet. They cannot believe what they have just seen. Fabiano once again going for the ride all the way down. Milkman looking to make a tag, but there's nobody there.
And now Jake Milliman's starting to put some offense together.
Well, that was short-lived right there. Shawn Michaels takes him down. Once again, the tag made. Oh, they're going to do it again.
Well, it worked the first time, if not for the outside interference, so why wouldn't you try it again?
Shawn Michaels intercepted Fabiano, and just like that, the Rockers continue their unbeaten streak here in the World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, well, you know what? You can say they're unbeaten, but they really haven't proven anything to me yet.
Well, again, they are new here in the World Wrestling Federation, but I guarantee you the tougher challengers lie ahead, and they won't be much longer.
Well, get back to me when that happens.
Primetime Wrestling continues along. Stay with us, fans. Plenty more action. All right, welcome back, wrestling fans, to Prime Time. We're going to get a look right here at the man who says he is oozing machismo, Razor Ramon.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Razor Ramon, he is everything he says he is. When you want to talk about the bad guy, you're looking at him right there. and he doesn't care what anybody thinks about it.
Indeed, Razor Ramon has got a date with Destiny on October 4th as he will climb the ladder and attempt to become the brand new World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion as part of the World Wrestling Federation's Rage in the Cage.
He's going to be going up one-on-one against Bret the Hitman Hart for that title, but tonight he gets a little bit perhaps of a preview and a taste by going up against Bret's younger brother, Owen.
Owen Hart, quite the accomplished wrestler in his own right, and he's going to give Razor Ramon all the fight that he can handle. I can promise you that.
Well, you know what? You can't promise me that. We don't know that.
I feel very confident. As we take a look at the young man right now, making his way down, Owen Hart. Of course, all the Hart brothers, graduates of the famous Stu Hart Dungeon in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Have you ever visited the dungeon?
No, I never had to. I was already tough. I was trained by the Navy SEALs. I'll take that over the Hart Dungeon, and that's no insult to Stu Hart. He does a good job with what he does, but quite honestly, if I had ever gone in that dungeon, I might have stretched him out a little bit.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, I believe that's a fact. You keep getting smart with me, maybe I'll stretch you.
Don't think so. All right, Owen Hart making his way into the ring. This Oklahoma crowd about to be treated to a match that could be a main event anywhere in the world.
No doubt about that. These are two of the top athletes in all of the world of wrestling.
Oh, look at this. Owen Hart offering. Oh, wait a minute.
Well, that was unsportsmanlike.
Well, perhaps it was, or perhaps he was sending a message to Razor Ramon. Knowing what is going to be happening on October 4th, I think Owen Hart would like nothing better than to soften him up.
Oh, how's that for payback?
Well, now the bad guy with a open hand slap across the face. And now the suplex.
See that? You see that? He knows. He knows he can handle any member of the Hart family. It doesn't matter about the dungeon. He's not impressed. He's not intimidated. As he continues the beatdown of Owen Hart.
Oh, wait a minute. Owen Hart just took him down.
Yeah, that didn't last very long now, did it?
Hammered away with a series of punches. Backing Owen into the ropes. Slingshot suplex. And now Owen Hart holding his back.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's what happens when you mess with a guy like Razor Ramon. Look at the size differential. Think about the weight. And I'll tell you right now, I guarantee you he's got a big power advantage.
Going for the belly-to-belly. Owen Hart now returning the favor. And now Razor Ramon down. Let's see what Owen's got in mind. Pulling him away from the ropes. Driving the knee into the back.
Well, I'll admit it, that's a smart move. If you can weaken the back of Razor Ramon, you'll take away a lot of that strength advantage.
Winds him off, Russian leg sweep. Oh, my goodness. And now Ramon standing over Owen Hart. Shoulder tackle, down he goes.
Well, I got to tell you right now, I wasn't expecting this beatdown the way it is right here. But Owen putting up very little fight.
Could this be a sign of the things to come on October 4th? Oh, wait a minute, he's got on air. Choke slams him.
Razor Ramon, the bad guy. That's a title that he has earned.
And now, what's he going to do here? Irish whip. Oh, all the way out to the floor he goes. And now Razor. What is he doing? What is he doing?
He's got the steel steps, and that's not going to be good.
Razor Ramon hammered away on Owen Hart. No. Don't do it. Don't do it.
He's got him up for that razor's edge.
Oh, my goodness. He delivered it on the steel steps.
He bounced off of those steel steps.
He is indeed sending a message to Bret the Hitman Hart. Oh, wait a minute. Somehow Owen Hart manages to fight back. And he's going to go for a figure 4 leg lock. And now the tables have turned. Razor Ramon outside the ring. Owen Hart beats him back in. Just when he thought he had this one.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I am amazed that Owen Hart was able to survive that razor's edge. There it is, right there into the steel steps.
Razor Ramon may have just learned about the toughness of the Hart family. Winner by a countout, Owen Hart.
Well, there won't be any countouts on October 4th, I can tell you that right now, because you've got to climb the ladder and pull the belt down. And I still say we're going to have a new champion come October 4th.
Then stay with us, more Prime Time when we return. All right, we are back, and now we're being joined by the former Intercontinental Champion, the Magnificent One, Don Morocco.
Well, the Magnificent Morocco, always a pleasure to see him.
Indeed, he'll be in our main event later tonight, one-on-one with the great Mike Rotundo.
When did Rotundo become great?
Oh, yeah. We are getting so close now, aren't we, Jimmy Snuka? October 4th, baby. It's almost here. The Philadelphia Spectrum. The city of brotherly love. Seems to be an oxymoron. Brotherly love, but it's going to be rage in the cage. Only this time, Jimmy Snuka, we're going to hell. Hell in a cell, baby. The fight that everybody's been waiting for. The war that can only culminate in blood. You see, Jimmy Snuka, I have been waiting for this fight my whole life. Oh yeah, you're the bad man from the Fiji Islands. Oh yeah, you climbed to the top rope. Oh yeah, you have the big headbutt. But you don't scare me. See, I said it before and I'll say it again, Jimmy Snuka. You and I are going to climb into that cage, that hell-like structure, that place that everybody else fears. But that place that strikes fear in mortal men, that place that breaks a regular man down to his knees, that place men like you and I call home.
Indeed, October 4th, Hell in a Cell, Superfly Jimmy Snuka, the Magnificent Morocco. Hell in a Cell. Right here on the Nation Network. We'll be back with more Prime Time when we return. All right, fans, we are back. In the ring at this time, the Destroyers making their way down to the ring. They are the men who are going to challenge Roddy Piper and Ace Cowboy Bob Orton on October 4th for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championships. Rick Martel and Tito Santana. This is Strikeforce.
Well, when we talk about pretty boys, we have to throw those two into the loop, don't we?
Well, you've said that before, and then what happened? They ended up winning in a non-title match in a pretty convincing manner.
That was a fluke. Roddy Piper and Cowboy Bob Orton were not ready. This time they will definitely be ready.
Here we go. Action underway. Coming to you from the great state of Oklahoma. Definitely a wrestling state if ever there was one.
You know, they definitely like their wrestling around here, but they also like cattle a lot, so I don't know how I feel about that.
Tag made quickly. Now as Rick Martel tags in Tito Santana. Former Intercontinental Champion, former Tag Team Champion, flying head scissor, nicely executed by Santana. Hammering away now on the Destroyer. And another quick tag made. Strikeforce right now showing why they are the top tag team challenging the champions. Look at this. Couldn't hold it up. And Martel. Tremendous move right there.
Well, Strikeforce right now having their way with the Destroyers, but I think it's going to be a different story on October 4th.
Indeed, it may very well be, but the confidence is building right now in Strikeforce. You can feel it. There is a movement taking place right here in the World Wrestling Federation. And I believe the days are numbered for Rowdy Roddy Piper and Cowboy Bob Orton as the tag team champions.
You know, you can believe what you want, but I tell you, Rowdy Roddy Piper, he's determined, and I believe he's just too smart for these two guys.
The beatdown continues. And finally, a tag is made. Walks right into it. Very familiar to the way that the match ended against Rowdy Roddy Piper and Bob Orton.
Santana's going to be very lucky to get out of this one without being scathed.
What makes you think that?
I just think he's getting a little too confident, perhaps a little too cocky. That arrogance has a way of coming back to bite you, and the Destroyers are not exactly pushovers.
Normally, I'd agree with you, but tonight they have not been able to do anything against the number one contenders here on Primetime Wrestling. Irish whip sends him to the rope. Santana with a drop down. Nicely done, and look at this. Rick Martel pulling the top rope down.
Now that was sportsmanlike, wasn't it?
Santana now going to work outside the ring, the Destroyer.
Well, that's what I told you was going to happen now, isn't it?
Well, for the moment, oh my goodness. My word. And Santana with a jawbreaker. He just got stung. And now Tito Santana back into the ring with the Destroyer. Backs him into his own corner. Look at this. Rick Martel getting involved.
Well, once again, the double team, that was illegal. Rick Martel was not the legal man. Why is he putting his hands on anybody?
And I believe another tag has been made. I don't know. Referee better figure out what's going on in this one. I don't think he knows. Santana now with the Irish whip sends him to the ropes. Tremendous drop kick.
Right now, Santana definitely getting the advantage. We'll see how long that lasts for.
Oh, there it is. A stiff shiver right to the jaw. And again, Tito Santana backing him in. Tag made once again to Rick Martel. Double team. Back body drop sends him up into the lights. Martel down with a shoulder tackle.
Tag made now, and now the Destroyer's starting to do a little better job keeping the fresh man in the ring as fresh as they've got right now. Both of them have been clobbered in this one.
Martel dropping the knee on him. Oh, look at this.
That's your boy, right?
Well, you know what? Rick Martel's been around, and he's been on the receiving end of a lot of things just like that in the past. I have no doubt that he has learned from others, let's just say. Martel went for the cross body block, and he missed. Oh, he caught it that time. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, and kicks out just barely.
Well, he missed another opportunity right there.
Oh, but he caught him with that one, and down again goes the Destroyer. Rick Martel measuring him. Up in the air, he's got him. Oh, cross knee backbreaker. What a drop kick. What's he going to do now? Martel on the apron. Oh, we've seen that before. That cross body block covers, goes for it here, does not hook the leg.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's a very basic move that I would expect Rick Martel to know. You got to hook the leg if you want to end a match like this. How are you going to win the World Tag Team titles if you don't?
Martel continues the beating. And now what's he going to do here? Oh, he may be taking a page from the book of Pedro Morales earlier. Boston Crab, and he sits deep into it. Oh, he's into this one. I believe it's over. This one might be all over for the I beg your pardon, the Destroyer.
Easy for you to say.
And that's it. He's got to tap out. Strikeforce victorious. As we take a look back at some of the action in this one.
Yeah, well, some of the action shows them missing and not communicating well. They better hone all that together, because on October 4th, if that's what they bring to Philadelphia, then they're not going to be the new tag team champions. I can tell you that right now.
Well, I believe Strikeforce will be honed to a razor edge, and they will be ready for October 4th. WWF Rage in the Cage, Philadelphia Spectrum. Fans, you won't want to miss it. You can see all the action right here, live on the Nation Network. There they are, Tito Santana, Rick Martel, Strikeforce. We still have more action yet to come. The Magnificent One will be in action. Stay with us. All right, wrestling fans, it is time for our main event here as part of the World Wrestling Federation Primetime Wrestling. As we take a look at the man from Sunset Beach, Hawaii, former Intercontinental Champion, the Magnificent Morocco.
Yeah, one of my all-time favorites, the Magnificent One. One thing about the Magnificent Morocco, he knows how to take care of business.
Well, that is for sure. The possessor of that devastating Hawaiian hammer. And if Mike Rotundo's on the receiving end of that move tonight, I dare say it'll be over.
Mike Rotundo, how about Jimmy Superfly Snuka Hell in a Cell?
Indeed, that is going to be one for the record books, ladies and gentlemen. Hell in a Cell, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Superfly Jimmy Snuka, the Magnificent Morocco. Worth the price of admission alone. Here comes his opponent. Fans love this young man, Mike Rotundo. We're used to seeing him in tag team action, but he's going solo at this point in time. Standout athlete from Syracuse University.
He was an All-American, as I understand it.
All-American in wrestling, that is correct. With the University of Syracuse. And tonight, Mr. Rotundo is going to have to be very aware of his circumstances, and he's going to have to use all of those skills against the Magnificent One. Show of sportsmanship, you've got to be kidding me.
Well, I think Morocco might be just trying to lure him into something right here. Oh, there you go.
He just grabbed him with two handfuls of hair and threw him across the ring.
Yeah, Rotundo wrapped up and shook up with that one, huh?
Morocco going right back at him. Suplex by the Magnificent One.
No way. You're kidding me. Insult to injury right there. Morocco showing no respect for Rotundo.
Big clothesline by the native of Sunset Beach, Hawaii. The beatdown continues. Morocco is going to use this opportunity, no doubt about it, to send a message to the Superfly.
I believe so, even though those two guys know each other better than probably any two other guys in the history of wrestling. I think Morocco just wants to put that doubt in the mind of Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Continuing this beating. And Mr. Rotundo into the guardrail and now able to fight his way back, and Morocco just struck the apron back first. Now Rotundo dishing out some of the punishment. Fans, we want to let you all know, watching us here on the Nation Network, we will have a very special ringside report immediately following this last match here as part of Primetime Wrestling. Stay with us. Irish whip to the ropes he goes. Morocco lets him just collide right in. You notice he didn't even budge.
Morocco did not budge. Now you have to wonder if he's going to hold it against Mike Rotundo.
Hold what against him?
Well, he hit him with a couple of shots outside the ring. I think he would have been better off just letting Morocco kick him around a bit.
Mike Rotundo did not come here to lose.
No, that's too bad because it looks like that's exactly what he's doing.
Irish whip now. Rotundo with a shot to the midsection, and now he's hurt Morocco. Morocco is stunned. Can he take advantage of the situation? He's got him up, and now, oh, what a move right there.
Tremendous move by Morocco. I love it. Morocco out-wrestling the All-American. How about that, huh?
Irish whip sends him over the ropes. Oh, but Morocco with an answer.
Morocco continuing the punishment right here. And once again, he puts that foot on the chest, but too close to the ropes. Otherwise, I believe this one might have been over.
There's no way he's going to pin him like that. Small package. Rolls him up. 1, 2.
Desperation right there. You see it. As he lunges for the ropes, does Mike Rotundo. He's in trouble.
Nice arm wringer right now by Morocco. Crowd not too impressed with the likes of the Magnificent One.
I don't know how anyone can not be impressed. He's really manhandling the All-American from Syracuse.
Mike Rotundo goes for the cover, only gets one. Irish whip reversed, and now Mike Rotundo goes for the ride. Morocco, what's he going to do here? Puts him up on the top turnbuckle. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, tremendous slam.
And Rotundo, you see it right there. He's holding the back once again. Mike Rotundo is in trouble.
Devastating clothesline. And now, wait a minute, Morocco uses that Asiatic spike.
The thumb right to the throat. Referee was behind. Look at him. He's behind. Rotundo didn't get the view of that because technically that's an illegal maneuver.
Most definitely an illegal maneuver. But that is what Morocco's all about. It won't be illegal on October 4th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, however.
Again, he's sending a message, I believe, to Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Well, you can only believe that that's exactly what's happening right here. He's got him by the throat. Morocco has got him by the throat.
And I believe he just turned him loose. I believe he had it.
The Magnificent One stalking. What is he doing? What? No, come on now.
Oh, wait a minute. He's got a steel chair. He might get disqualified.
Very possibly, if he tries using that steel chair, he could indeed be disqualified. Back body drop, nicely done by Rotundo.
Well, the chair just got shoved outside the ring, and that might be the difference right now.
Rotundo trying to get Morocco, setting him up.
Nice move once again, and Morocco, not the first time.
Standing over. Mike Rotundo has him up. This could be the Hawaiian Hammer. Rotundo gets out of it. Powerbomb.
Wow, Mike Rotundo all of a sudden shocked the world time.
He's got Morocco up. This is the airplane spin.
You've got to be kidding me. No way. No way.
And he goes for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, and Morocco just barely gets that shoulder up. Mike Rotundo checking with the referee. Wants to know if it was 3. Irish whip now. Referee just got taken out.
The referee just got taken out is right, and now, oh, Rotundo just ran into the turnbuckle.
Morocco takes out the referee. Everybody's down. Clearly, Morocco not happy with the way things just turned out.
What's he doing now?
Back outside the ring. Oh, he's after that steel chair one more time. He's got it.
He better be careful he doesn't get disqualified. Morocco does not want to lose this match heading into October 4th.
And now the referee with a steel chair goes to throw it outside the ring. Morocco hurling him. Rotundo in trouble.
Mike Rotundo all of a sudden on the downside here.
Morocco just got driven into the canvas head first. Rotundo with that elbow right to the head. Go behind, nicely done. Big suplex. Oh my goodness. Morocco has him by the throat.
He released it. I'm not sure if that was the right thing to do. He had him beat. He should have put him away.
Mike Rotundo now to his feet. Morocco going to try for the flying hammer again. He got him this time.
That's all she wrote right there. You're not going to get up from that one.
Morocco goes for the cover and gets the 3 count.
Don Morocco proving to everybody and sending the message to the Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
We're going to take a look back at some of the moments from this one, fans, and I'll tell you what, unbelievable action. The magnificent Morocco. Wait a minute. What is he doing now?
Well, apparently he's not finished yet. That's what I would say.
Morocco, where is he going? The referee standing by. Morocco's got that steel chair. What is he going to do? Morocco, come on now.
Oh, right down into the ribs.
The magnificent one has him up. Morocco sets him up. Backbreaker. And he drops him. Rotundo in trouble. Referee's got to do something.
What would you like him to do?
And now taking a page out of the book of Mike Rotundo. The airplane spin, and he deposits him on the steel chair. Fans reminding you, stay with us for a ringside report. That's it from Prime Time. For Jesse the Body, this is Mean Scheme saying so long, everyone. Well, hello, everybody. This is the Ringside Report. Man, you guys blowing it up. Could not keep up with that chat board. Let me scroll quickly and see what I can catch up on. Tanya, welcome aboard. 10-year-old that likes old school wrestling. Be still my beating heart. So good to know there's some young folk going to keep it along when we are gone. Sorry, is that too deep? Doug, always appreciated, man. Yeah, y'all, you like the old school stuff here. You know, Doug's been messing with that as well, so you can go check out SLS Sports Lounge Studios. Had some NWA stuff going on the other day, man. I am just so tied up with this right now, getting all this stuff put together for the next week and a half, going up to October 3rd and 4th. that it's like when I go off stream, it's like, bam, more video, putting it together so it's ready for the cut scenes and all that kind of stuff. But I promise you, it'll be all worth it on the 3rd and 4th, baby. It's going to happen. It's going to be live. It's going to be funky like a monkey, baby. GCW, GCW, GCW. Like some of these old school fantasy things that y'all throwing out there. Mike on bike. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. I'll probably be doing the Superstar Showcase myself this year because it's Daniel Bryan, who I really respect the shit out of. And it looks like it's good. I mean, guys, I got to be honest, man. I've been brutal with this company, 2K, and the games they put out because they've earned it. But everything I am seeing right now, with the exception of some glaring omissions from the roster, it looks really solid. I mean, from everything I'm seeing, they've taken a lot of positive steps in the right direction. I'm excited to get my hands on it. October 5th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check your local listings for the Nation Network. Mike Dory, thank you, brother. Yes, the Milkman is posted because I know somebody wanted that, so it'll show Superstar because you'll see he's actually 2 different characters. That's how I save some cost slots, and that's the one damn thing I have yet to see an answer to. Does anyone know? Has there been an official verdict? How many slots do we have this year? Please tell me it's not 100 again. That would be so disappointing after all the forward motion they've made. So if you haven't seen the Creation Studios video yet, I forget who put it up. They do have oversized wrestlers. Now, it'll be good for King Kong Bundy, for example. To me, you might get away with Big Daddy V. It still doesn't work for, like, Yokozuna, which they said, now you can make a Yokozuna. It doesn't look like Yokozuna build. But it's better than what we have. Hey, here's an idea. Just make a fucking Yokozuna. Sorry, 10-year-old. I got to watch that. My apologies. I am loading up on my tongue list as we go out. He's making some stuff. He's got Terry Taylor just went up today, if you haven't seen it. Of course, it's great because it's tongue list. But it's like, I've been using Terry Taylor for so long. It's like, damn it, why didn't he do that 2 months ago? Could have got some mileage out of that one. So I deleted my old one and I got his. Tanya loves the Hulkster.
Well, let me tell you something. What you gonna do, Tanya, when the 24-inch pythons run wild on you?
Safe to say we'll be seeing a Hulkster before the season wraps. I like cheese better than both of them. Well, that says it all, doesn't it? Mike likes the Morocco. I'll tell you what, man. He had some of the greatest freaking interviews, man. When him and Snooker were getting ready to climb in the cage at the Garden, I keep borrowing that one line because he used it for real. If you didn't see those promos back in the day, it was always like the bad guy was always somewhat tentative when, you know, Buddy Rose attacked Snook at one point, and they were getting ready to go to the Garden, and Buddy Rose wasn't talking so confident when he knew he was actually going to have to get in the ring with him. It would always be like, you know, how are we getting out of this, Captain Lou, you know? But with Morocco, he was just like, oh, yeah, Jimmy Snooker, you and I, we're going to do it. Madison Square Garden, the city's so nice they had to name it twice. But he had that one line about the steel cage is like, oh, everybody else thinks it's hell, but you and I call it home. Rick Martel with the arrogance reference, yeah. Matthew, what's up? Billy Shepard in the house. Yeah, so they're giving you more control in universe mode where you can sim things and know the outcome. You can set the outcome up front. I'll be a little bit more curious to see as it goes how that all turns out. Something I just saw on the video for the first time earlier today is, let's say you have a run-in scheduled. I'm guessing it's a scheduled run-in. Maybe it's just an ongoing feud. But you're in a steel cage match, not with the guy either doing the run-in or the guy you have a feud with, let's say. You're in a steel cage. You're starting to climb out, and all of a sudden, boom, there's your guy standing outside the cage saying, where do you think you're going? And then he'll climb up there, and now these two guys fight it out. So that's pretty cool. I'd like to see how much of that you can control. Hashtag Milkman. Well, Jake the Milkman Milliman was somebody that was requested way back when we were getting in to 2K18 season. So did a little research on him because I didn't recall him until I saw some video of him. And I was like, oh, yeah, I remember a few of his AWA matches. So made the Milkman by request. And one of my little things I had to do just to save on crate slots is my jobbers all have multiple roles. So the Mulkeys, one of the Mulkeys is actually Dennis Stamp as well in his alternate attire. The other Mulkey is also Tyler O'Shaughnessy, who we saw earlier. Just give him different hair, different trunks, and a little bit different look to the face. And let's see. The Destroyers, I'm sure you all figured it out by now, but if not, are the Milkman and Lou Fabiano. So those guys have dueling roles. That's why we're only going to have, I think we're only going to have 6 or is it 8 in the Battle Royal. The Jobber Royal. I was thinking about like WCW back in the day used to have a match where they put 2 of the jobbers head-to-head, give them an opportunity to have a win. I kind of like that idea. We might see that.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Tanya. Appreciate it. Yeah, dig it. McSham rules. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, the AWA is done, guys. It's going to be on the back burner for a long time. The WWF stuff has been so well received, and I need a breather. I need some fresh blood for me to keep it going as well. I felt like I've done everything I can really do with the AWA. I had a great season with them. I'm happy with it. The highest rated single event I've ever done was AWA and the Gold Rush. And again, I thank all you guys for that. It was a whole community effort, but I went off the stream on that one, and I still remember I looked at that thing. It was like 900 views. I was like, what? How the hell we get to 900? I just ended the stream. I mean, I've got a bunch of videos that have over 1,000 views, but they're, months old. Yeah, SLS, I'm starting to hone in. I'm going to tell you guys, I thought I was going to do Calgary Stampede Wrestling. I was leaning heavily in that direction. But the more homework I was doing on them, the more I realized I couldn't do it justice because I just don't know the product. Aside from, Bruce and Keith and Owen and Brett and Dynamite, the obvious ones. But we're already using them in WWF just as easily, and they're a little bit more developed by that point in time. But all the other guys, I just didn't know anything about them, and I just didn't feel like I would be doing any justice to it. Plus, I'd have to do all the creative wrestlers for it, and I'm just not. I know with the WWF, I'll make some. Tongueless will make some awesome ones. Probably he'll make the awesome ones that'll be the same ones I just put up, so then I got to delete mine and get his. Hate when he does that. I'm trying to get a hold of him early on to figure out what he's working on so I don't work on it. Well, no, that's what I'm talking about, Tanya. We're talking about 2K19. So I was thinking about it, but I'm going to stick with the WWF, WCW, and then we are going to also keep on doing the Rise and the Raw thing and see where that goes for a little bit. I don't know if it'll go the whole season or not, but I've got some more plans that I think could be fun with that. And again, there's a different audience, I think, for that, which is cool. I bring in some of the younger folks that like the more current thing and just show them how it could be better than it is. I was watching a video the other day, and again, I think it might be WrestleLimia, and showing the ratings and how badly they're tanking. But what do they care? Because they keep signing these billion-dollar contracts. It's like they're tanking on TV, but they're making money that they can't print. Between the Saudi money and then Fox money, it's like they're good. They just don't seem to care that nobody's watching the product anymore. Well, Mike, I'll tell you what. There is one other promotion that I am toying around in my head with. It wouldn't be the beginning of the season. It'd probably be somewhere near the holidays is my guess. Because I'd have to have time to build a roster and stuff like that up. But I'm not 100% sure on that one yet. That's why I don't want to say anything about it until I am. And based on history, I usually go about 5 to 6 months, and then all of a sudden something else catches my eye, and it's like, that's something I have not done before. And you know what? Who knows what's going to happen on October 3rd, man? That's all I'm going to say. Something could happen on October 3rd that changes everything. Only one way to find out. You've got to be there. October 3rd. Let's talk about it. The times are now pretty much set. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on October 3rd. We begin on Twitch with the kickoff show. That will feature the opening match will be our Jobber Royale. I believe it's 8 of our top jobbers will be in action, including SD Jones, including Sam Houston, and a bunch of others will all be there, vying for the opportunity to be the #1 jobber in the world. I guess the only person we need to get after that would be, let's see. Who's another great jobber? Oh, there's so many of them. How can you just pick one? GWF is not my thing, man. And again, Japan, I don't know enough about it. So again, with the new game, though, give credit where credit's due, man. They've made a lot of progress. Shocking me with some of the progress. So they have the Japanese, the dome. What the hell is it? Egg Dome? No. Is it the Egg Dome? Well, anyway, they made the proper arena. They did a good job on it, too. It looks amazing. So from that aspect, it would be kind of cool. And I see me doing maybe a couple of specials, like WCW went over to Japan, the Japanese or the Japan Super Show. So we'll do some of those. And then I only need like 3 or 4 of their guys just to help fill out the matches. Barry Horowitz, oh my goodness, that's a good one. And I don't know that I've ever used Barry Horowitz in the history of the nation. You might have to look at getting Barry in 19. Coco wasn't really a proper jobber, though. He won a lot of matches. Obviously not the big ones. Steve-O, oh, I like that one. Jose Luis Rivera. Tokyo Dome. Was it used to call the Egg Dome, or was that another one? They also have the Mexico City arena, for the lack of a better term. They've got a real high school arena. I got excited about that one for just a hot minute because it looked like, from the still photograph I saw, that the logo on the ring apron is also on the banners. And I'm like, oh my God, you can finally put logos on the banners. But no, that's not the case. Outback Jack. Who would ever create such a thing? I'm just kidding. I don't know if I've ever done an Outback Jack. I feel like I did, but like for like 2 episodes, and that was it. Mike Sharp was a waste of talent. He shouldn't have been a jobber. He wasn't a realistic jobber. That was the problem. Man, that guy was such a big slab of beef and brutal looking. I mean, definitely a guy you don't want to ever get into a fight with. It was always hard to buy that he would lose, especially with a friggin' loaded forearm. I mean, come on, man. How is that guy supposed to lose? Had a great look. We had him in 2K17 season, I know that. Well, after tomorrow, I think we can announce the majority of the card for October 3rd. Like I said, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be kicking it off over on our Twitch account. You can find in the description box below the links to that. That'll probably end up going a couple hours, and then we'll have a brief pause, and then we'll be jumping over to YouTube to complete things over at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena and the mecca for sports entertainment. You know, my problem with George Animal Steel is they don't have his finisher. And I have a problem when you can't make an accurate finisher for a guy. I'll tell you right now, you talk about baddest finishers in the world. Who wants to let anyone put them in a flying hammerlock? I'll never forget, it was on the USA Network, when I think it was prime time or whatever it was before that, when they showed just highlights from major cities that they went to, and it was at the Cap Center. Washington, Baltimore, Maryland, whatever the hell, Capitol Center in Washington, D.C. And he went up against some jobber I never heard of offhand. I bet you anything the video's up there. He put this boy up in that flying hammerlock, and I guess the dude didn't jump right because you kind of have to get off your feet to get in position for it. His arm popped out, and I was like, oh, shit. Needless to say, you never saw that jobber again. But really helped sell the move down the road. Nikolai Volkov is no jobber, man. He's a former half tag team champion. The great one. I don't know the words. I'm not sure he did either, but he sounded good. Oh my goodness. Has there been any other new news on the game that anyone's heard of that we haven't discussed already? I feel like I've seen just about everything that's out there one way or another. Brooklyn Brawler was one of the best jobbers, man. Steve Lombardi, man, that dude, he was a good wrestler. He's right up there with Barry Horowitz. I remember when Barry got that little baby run there for a little hot minute against Candido. That was good stuff. When he came back from what? I mean, by the time he had the tag team titles with the Sheik and then lost those, he went on to do the Bolsheviks thing. And by the time that wrapped up, he was old. I mean, really, the Sheik years, that was pretty much him at the end of the road, other than high school gyms and that kind of stuff. Dwayne Gill. I'm sure I know him if I see him, OJ. Ted Arcidi wasn't a jobber. He was just a bad wrestler. He was got. You know who? I'll tell you who Ted Arcidi reminds me of more recently, more contemporary. Mark Henry. Just a big, beefy guy with not a lot of talent. I mean, I'd say Mark Henry's more talented. But, man, Arcidi was like watching paint dry. Yeah, not only the arenas, dude. So you want to go Tokyo Dome, you can choose a Tokyo audience, and they actually have Asian fans. It's like, holy cow. Now, it's what I've been saying for the longest time is can you, and there's one other thing which I'm sure they didn't do, is when you're doing a card of wrestling like we just did, can I please select 2 or 3 different referees throughout the night and spread them out instead of having the same referee over and over and over again? I'm pretty confident that's not an option. And I'm so disappointed that they didn't bring guest referee back. I thought they were going to for sure. And I was actually building up for that. But now I've got to put the brakes on that part and twist my storyline around. Pistol Pez Watley. Yeah, he turned out to be pretty much a jobber. He had a little run there with the NWA during the Bash. Shawnee. Gilbert. How about Gilbert, man? Interesting dude. Man, I'm about to lose subs on this, I'll bet you. I like Paul Roma. I was always a Roma fan. And Jim Powers. Before they were ever, the young stallions. Back when they were just rookies coming in. Thought they had a great look. I thought they were good wrestlers. I thought Roma was better. But I enjoyed the hell out of them. And I really wish they would have gave the young stallions even a 2-month run with the tag team belts. And despite popular opinion, I think Roma was a damn good horseman. I mean, for the time frame that he was a horseman in. Rocky King is adored and loved by many. John Wesley. How you doing? The Italian Stallion, that's another one. And are we talking about all right, so there's the Italian Stallion, and then there's Salvatore Balommo. God, talking about a guy who changed. I mean, like when he came in as that babyface rookie, pale, pasty white dude in the WWF, then he disappeared for a while, showed up in ECW. Big, fat, hairy son of a gun. Yep, like I said, Jim Powers, I'm a fan. The Duchess. Oh, man, don't worry about it, John, man. You catch it on the replay. Nothing that the rewind button can't fix, man. Leapin' Lanny Poffo. I guess technically you'd have to say he was a jobber. In my book, he's not a jobber, though, because he was involved in a lot of major storylines and he won matches. I mean, SD Jones is a jobber. He didn't win matches. Except for that one night that I've told a lot of times a story about Southampton Community College, Long Island, New York, in a little mini gymnasium house show where it was SD Jones night. Anyone who hasn't heard the story, I'll give you the short version because I don't want to put the people who've heard it before to sleep. So me and my dad, I was just a kid, and this was right after WrestleMania. Maybe 2 months after Mania. Get tickets for this little house show they're doing at the Southampton Community College, Long Island, New York. Go out to this thing. Probably had 300 people in there, maybe. And the main event was scheduled to be Barry Wynn and Mike Rotundo going after Sheik and Volkov to try and take back the tag team titles. That was the main event. And I don't remember too much of the undercard, but I do remember SD Jones went one-on-one against somebody and won. So it was another, low-card guy. But SD was over like Rover in that place, man. He got the pop of the night. So then later on, we get the announcement that due to a death in the family, Barry Windham will not be here tonight. And I was crushed because I was big-time Barry guy, man. Barry's one of my top 2 favorites of all time. No big secret there, him and Santana. We will find a suitable replacement for Barry Windham, and it will be a tag team title match. Oh, I take it back. It was supposed to be a non-title match. Now it became a title match. So we fast forward to the match. Mike Sharp was there. I do recall that. Mike Sharp was there. We fast forward to the match. Here comes, Sheik and Volkov, and they got the belts and all that. And then at a locker room, here comes Mike Rotundo and his tag team partner, SD Jones. And I got it reversed. It was a title match, reversed it to a non-title match. That's where we're at now. So it's a non-title match. SD Jones, Mike Rotundo come out. Now I'm all of maybe 17 at this point in time. At that point, wrestling's still real. They ain't pulled the curtain back all the way yet. But I knew enough to know they're probably going to win this non-title match. Sure as hell, S.T. Jones gets the sunset flip on the Iron Sheik, gets the 1, gets the 2, gets the 3. The roof comes off the place. Now, my dad was not a die-hard wrestling fan by any stretch. He only knew little bits about it because I'd watch it Saturday mornings, which kind of meant he would watch it Saturday mornings. And he's like, they won the titles. They won the titles. I said, no, did you not hear the part where they said it was a non-title match? That means no titles. But, yeah, so SD's just over again, man, blowing up the place. They win the match, no titles or whatever. Somebody else, Putski no-showed. I don't know who died in his family, but he no-shows. So they say instead, we're going to have a 10-man over-the-top rope battle royal, blah, 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 blah. Well, who do you think wins the battle royal? The most over guy of the night, S.D. Jones. Let the fans have what they want. That's back when the WWF used to listen to us. So S.D. Jones had a career night. I was there. Front row, by the way. I know, Billy. We got to find out what the magic number is. I'm calling on you, the people of the nation. Go far, go wide, but come back with an answer. Bobby Starr is another classic. Dusty Wolf, Dale Wolf, there you go. Danny Davis. Danny freaking Davis. Another guy who was really good. I was so shocked at how well he did in his wrestling matches. I like lifetime suspension as a referee until he couldn't wrestle anymore. Reno Riggins, that's another one. Tom McGee. Frankie Williams, hell yeah, man. I was always a Frankie fan. And his opponent from New York City, Frankie Williams. That's when you get your Pop-Tarts ready because you knew the 3 count couldn't be far away. I might be a lousy wrestler, but at least I'm wrestling in the ring. And oh, you're not afraid of nobody. You got no time for nobody. Terry Gibbs, I'll tell you what, man. Think about this. How about Haku? I would highly recommend you don't ever bring up his name in the subject of jobbers if he's around. He is no jobber. Matter of fact, even when he's supposed to lose, he would do it the hard way. Anyone who's ever been in the ring with Haku will tell you that son of a gun hit for real. Now, Doug, you got to go easy on Tanya, man. We're talking about a 10-year-old just learning up on his old school stuff. The more she watches, the more she'll get it. Haku was the king for a little while there. King Haku. Then he was Meng. Now, he might have been a little bit on the jobber side back when he was part of the Islanders. Oh, my goodness. Well, folks, I think I'm going to have to wrap this thing up now because I do got to get some stuff put together here before my day is up. Ross Hart. I don't even remember him being in the WWF, to be honest with you. Yeah, JYD was over, man. He had that SD effect, man. He was just over. By the time he got to the WWF, he was kind of on the downside. He'd already peaked back when he was with Bill Watts and all that. He was never the most agile guy in the ring to begin with. But, man, he was popular. Well, thank you, Free. I appreciate that. And we will be. Okay, the Ringside Report is one of those things that can pop up all on its own, not be part of a stream or anything like that, like this one. I just saw all this chatter going on back here, and I had to go back through it and see what I missed. and make sure I gave props out to the people that were carrying it along. Nah, Jerry Lawler's the king, man. There's no argument to be had there. And when Harley Race was the king, man, he was so done. He was so old and he could barely move. His matches were pretty hard to watch at that point. The matches he had with Hulk Hogan, oh my God. George Wells, you talk about a fart on a bus trip. Those baby blue football trunks of his. You see, I think what happened with George Wells, he gets that WrestleMania 2 bump from Jake Roberts dropping him on his head with the DDT. Then he comes back a couple years later as Zeus with that cockeyed thing going on. That DDT, I think, knocked that eye sideways, and then he come back as Zeus. Hillbilly again. He's not a jobber. He's not a jobber, man. That's Hulk Hogan's boy. He went toe-to-toe with King Kong Bundy. Jobbers don't go toe-to-toe, man. They lay down in 6 seconds. Unless you actually time it, and then it's 12. I know George Wells wasn't really Zeus. That was the joke. Tiny Lister was Zeus. A fine actor of very bad movies. Actually, wait a minute now. No, that was Michael Duncan Hall. I was just going to say, wait a minute. Tiny Lister wasn't in the Green Mile, was it? No, that wasn't him. That was... But I'm glad you thought I thought that. That's funny. But think about it. If you take George Wells and you drop him on his head with a DDT, he comes up looking like Zeus. That cockeyed thing go, duh. Hit him so hard in the head, he thought he was Superman. Zeus. Yeah, we're talking about Mark Henry and what's the other muscles head earlier that we were talking about? Not being able to move around the ring or anything like that. I give you Zeus, their love child. No, you know what? Santana, no. He lost. Here's the thing. Back in the day, and it's starting to mean, I guess, again now because The Miz has made it that way. The Intercontinental title went to the guy who worked his ass off every night and had the best matches every night. The world title went to the guy who drew money. And Santana worked his ass off every night, got the Intercontinental title, and then it went to the Macho Man. That's fine. Santana continued to be the guy who gave you the best match, and that's why he's my other... between him and Wyndham, I can't choose a first and second. They're both my favorites, period. But that's why. They worked their asses off every time. Never saw them in a bad match. And going all the way down, if you remember now, I think it was around the time where Shawn lost his smile and Shane, Dean, Douglas, and all that kind of crap was going on with the Intercontinental title, where it was held up and it was vacant, and then they had that tournament, which Mr. Perfect would go on to win. Santana was in the finals. So, yeah, he's no jobber. He never was. The unpredictable Johnny Rodz. That's a guy right there, though. I mean, he's all about the business. Talk about somebody who eats, sleeps, and breathes wrestling. Johnny Rodz still to this day putting out some of the best. Is he still around? He's still around, right? I think he's still training. I ain't heard about him passing. Oh, I know I had something to share with you guys that I totally forgot about. Now, early in the season, we were covering Championship Wrestling from Florida. I was doing my little Florida stint. And we had the Bahamas title, which was a big deal here in Championship Wrestling from Florida back in the day. And featured the Haitian sensation Tyree Pride. Well, it turns out his son is a wrestler. I did not know. And happened to catch one of the videos I did and saw that his dad was featured and became a fan and subbed to the channel and sent me a message about it. And I was like, you got to be kidding, for real. And, since then I've actually had a little back and forth with the one and only Tyree Pride. So, very cool. And told him to keep me up to date on where his son's wrestling locally here, because I'll go out and check out a show. So, always nice when this channel and the programming we're doing on it gets a hold of people that are either currently or past tense in the wrestling ring itself and have some real reference to it and can appreciate what we're doing here. The Can-Am Connection, you can't really give them a fair rating because they didn't last long enough to find out. I think Strike Force probably... I mean, if there was a way to do Strike Force versus Can-Am Connection, I would have to say Strike Force wins, but that's because they have the history, they've got the tag team belts. They had a chance to do more. That could be an interesting match to set up for Fire Pro one day, though. I was never a huge Tom Zink fan, though. I thought he was okay, but to me, he was borderline jobber. He was like top of the jobbers, kind of like Mike Sharp. All right, well, folks, I could do this all day, I really could, but I can't because I got to get some stuff together for tomorrow's stream. You won't want to miss that. I was trying to get that one in today because it's going to be WCW Saturday night, and I thought it'd be cool to do it on a Saturday, so it's actually timing up right. But had to put some stuff together for it. So you won't want to miss. We're going to have a little something happening there, I'm pretty sure. Must-see TV. Yeah, you wouldn't have to turn either one, man. You could have a face battle. All right, folks. I have to leave you. Thank you so much again for joining me and being a part of this thing we call the Nation Network. Until next time, I will see you once again here for the Ringside Report. Vince McSham saying so long, everybody.